Now, here's a short story about a guy, an ex-husband, who kicked his wife to the curb, annulment, after finding out after they got married what was really going on with his wife. Finding out that, number one, she had herpes. Number two, she wasn't as pure as he thought. And number three, that, well, you'll see in this whole story here. And I'll be going to go over here, guys, making the point, you got to do your homework on who you're getting involved with. I cannot stress that enough. And a lot of times gals will keep things quiet, and you get married and either plan to tell you after you're locked into the marriage or never tell you at all. Titled, My 20-ish wife and I were saving ourselves for marriage, and she has told me she has herpes. Help. And shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending in this story. Guy says here, ambiguous ages for privacy here. My wife and I have been together for the past 2 years, as boyfriend and girlfriend, but we have known each other for a very long time. My family and her family were always close friends, and we would often spend time hanging out at Indian parties. They're from, obviously, India. I always had a crush on her, but since she was a family friend, she would often be in another relationship, and it didn't work out. Luckily for me, things finally did work out. I finished my master's and I went to New York, and then her company got contracted to work there, so we started seeing each other. When we started seeing each other, we only kissed one another. I often wanted to push the bounds a little bit, but my girlfriend remained firm that she wanted to wait till marriage, so I respected that. Here we go. Nope. Nothing beyond a kiss. Gotta wait till marriage. You think that she's been doing that with other guys, those same rules? Fat chance. Because this guy here always had a crush on her, he said. Newsflash, she knew that. I proposed 8 months ago, and things were great. Both of our parents were very happy with our union. At first, her father didn't like me at all and used to think I was a bonehead, until I scored very well on my SATs, and then he finally liked me. Oh, okay. I know people that have scored high on SATs, or lawyers that scored high on the LSATs, or doctors in the MCATs, and let's just say that their common sense is a little questionable. Yeah, scary doctors. Our relationship has been awesome for the most part. Oh, it's not that awesome, dude. We don't fight much. We got legally married in America. However, the main wedding and ceremony was to be in India. I started talking to my then wife about SCX, and that's when she dropped it on me that she had herpes. See? I mean, maybe you can say, okay, well, that's nice that, they never slept together, so she didn't give it to him. But regardless, even better, she would have been truthful to him so he wouldn't marry her. Nope. But in her mind, he's not going to divorce me because, this will bring shame on the family and cause a lot of issues. So I got this sucker, ha ha ha. Wrong. She swears to me that she never had SCX. Jedi mind trick, huh? She got it when a guy with a cold sore went down on her. We talked a lot about this. There was a lot of yelling and crying. After cooling off, I tried to think of it as objectively as possible. Dude, objectively as possible. Here, this is how you do it. She's a liar. She's a cheater. She's full of shit. She led me on. Divorce. I looked up whether it's technically to transmit herpes that way. It's possible. However, I feel really uneasy about everything. One, why didn't she tell me about this earlier? Smack. Really, dude? Really, Akash? Because if she told you, she knew you wouldn't marry her. That's why. 2, it bugs me that the other men she dated, she had oral with, but not with me. Smack! Because those are the guys she liked and was attracted to. That's why. You were the guy to marry and settle with. 3rd, what if she is lying about being a virgin? Smack! Well, she's been lying about everything else. I think that's a good bet that she's lying about that too. 4th, what if she cheated on me during our relationship and now has gotten herpes, so she's telling me it's from before? Yes, it's from before. It's from some time period, and regardless, this ain't good for you. I really care about her a lot, however. I feel like the trust is gone, you think? Had she told me early on in dating, I would have worked with her. However, right now, I don't know what to do. No, you wouldn't have. I'd be like, oh, hell no, I ain't riding the elephant with her. No. It's over. There are some things that I was uneasy about and now amplified 10 times. For example, when we were dating for a while, I gave my girlfriend my Facebook password because I had nothing to hide, yet she declined sharing hers. And you accepted that? Smack! God, yeah, because I guarantee this guy had nothing to hide. There ain't no girls hitting him up, but she ain't showing you hers, and you allowed that? Come on, dude. Even though she read every message I had ever sent out on mine, I know in situations of love and relationships, people can't be trusted to be objective, so I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think is going on with my wife? What should I say or ask to move forward? Well, I know how this ends, and we're not done yet here, but he was really right now. I mean, these guys are so clueless. Yes, dude, she did it on purpose because she knew you wouldn't marry her otherwise. Or even if you had thought so, one of your parents would be like, your father would be like, no, no, no. She brings shame on the family. And all the other stuff. Virgin, fat chin, she ain't no virgin. And what else? I don't know what else. But the point is, she is conning you, scamming you, all that. Time to get divorced. But again, with, it sounds like they're Americans, or at least they're here, living here in America, working. Still, they have their roots and the family and the culture, and divorce is frowned upon over there. And she knew that. Now to his update. He says, and this update was at least 6 months to a year later. He says, hey everyone, I wanted to update you with what happened. My ex-wife, good job Akash, and I got an annulment and we split up pretty quickly. There you go. During the time period, she proved to me that she did not cheat on me during the relationship. How did she prove that? Where do you think that she got the herpes from? Seriously, dude. I had a group Skype call with her and the guy supposedly gave her herpes. The guy confirmed that he did not see my girlfriend when we were together. That was her proof. And you're believing him? But after the group call, I PM'd him, and he basically said that he had genital herpes, not the cold sores my ex-wife was talking about, and they actually had, you know what? See? He would admit it on the group call with her on it, but then secretly was like, yeah, I fucked her. He asked me not to tell my ex-wife, and I did not. I simply told her we are over. Whatever, dude. During the meantime, what ended up happening was a female friend of mine actually introduced me to her cousin that is doing her master's in America from India. She went to international school from when she was little, and she has no accent, and from talking to her, we get along great. Oh, and she's a good bit prettier than my ex-wife. Ex-wife and her family stopped coming to the Indian events. Generally, everyone still has a positive image of my family, especially because of my dad. And there you go. Our guy moved on. Now, what's interesting is that I read through all the comments, and he was talking about later on, I didn't write this down, I'm not going to read his exact words, but basically, the issues with the divorce is that it could look bad on his family. Swear to God. Like, other daughters of families they know wouldn't want to marry him because he's been divorced, even though this is not his fault, and stuff like that. And other reflections on his family. That's their culture. I'm sure I got some Indian brothers watching this, and they'll back this up. Now, I'm going to read a few comments, and as you can imagine, they're all over the place, mostly in support of him. But here's one from a woman giving him a hard time like he's the bad guy. Listen to this. This shows you how fucking crazy they are. This chick says, you sound like a vindictive mess. How do you sound like a vindictive mess? It's irrelevant how much better looking your new woman is to the story of what happened to your marriage. Who cares? We want to hear his next girl's better looking because this guy deserves something good coming his way. The sooner you realize that, the quicker you'll end up finding something permanent. I look at my crystal ball and see more than one future marriage for you. This one barely counted, and you didn't see that much from it. Well, lady, in my crystal ball, I see a feminist march for you with green hair and a no septum, and you not having a man, ever. Statements that start with everyone and are concerned with image are not, in my opinion, a sign of maturity. But go in peace and be into status with your new girl. I hope she doesn't have any sort of disease at all, truly. Reddit. Another comment. This guy says, quite a few people here, and especially on your previous threads, have given you flack preferring to be with a virgin. Personally, I think it's perfectly okay to have that preference, though it does limit your options, especially since you kept yourself chaste through all those years. So it's not like as if you're being hypocritical in that regard. Just because those people have probably lost their virginity and wouldn't really make it a requirement of their partners or one potential partners to judge them by their lack of virginity. Doesn't mean you have to abide by their exact mindset too. And it was bad of your wife to lie to you. Moving on would have been the wise choice. Yeah, in the comments he's mentioned, he's like, I'm a virgin, so maybe I want to find myself a virgin. Now, that's great and all, but that doesn't guarantee shit. And also, in today's world, ha 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 ha. Good luck with that one, pal. And one more. Guy says, dude, I can understand you not wanting to stay with your ex, because she gave a false representation and did not reveal that she had herpes until you actually got married and kept on lying about not having STX even after you two broke up. By the way, if you're hungover over only being a virgin, or with a virgin, then I hope you started with the line when you got into a new relationship with your friend's cousin. I only want a relationship if you're a virgin. Don't go by the assumption that she is one because she is from India and she has the right to know how strongly that you feel about that issue. Personally, if I were in your shoes, I would have just gotten over the virginity issue by getting my cherry popped and casually dating around for a while before deciding to settle down. But you've decided what you wanted and decided, so nothing is going to be done now. Pray this love story turns out better. Well, the second called a love story is doomed. Anyhow, yeah, he was pretty clueless in the beginning and made mistakes, but I'm glad to know that he wasn't one of these jackasses that stayed with her and got rid of her. And now everybody's going to know about her. So there's going to be no arrangements or anything like that over in India. She's going to be over here in the States. I don't know what she looks like, and she's remotely attractive. She'll find some sucker just like him over in America. Watch out, guys. And that's that. But for him, good for him. In the end, he redeemed himself. But guys, be careful. Do your homework who you get involved with. You really do, because a lot of times they'll keep things secret, bottle up, and then reveal them after you get married. Or never reveal them at all, and you find out years later, and it ain't pretty.